First Chronicles chapter 25. Moreover, David and the commanders of the army set apart for the service some of the sons of Asaph and of Heman and of Jeduthun, who were to prophesy with lyres, harps, and cymbals. And the number of those who performed their service was, of the sons of Asaph, Zakur, Joseph, Nethaniah, and Asherella. The sons of Asaph were under the direction of Asaph, who prophesied under the direction of the king. Of Jeduthun, the sons of Jeduthun, Gedaliah, Zeri, Jeshiah, Shimei, Hashabiah, and Mattitiah, 6, under the direction of their father Jeduthun with the harp, who prophesied in giving thanks and praising the Lord. Of Heman, the sons of Heman, Bukiah, Mattaniah, Uziel, Shebuel, and Jerimoth, Hanani, Eliath, Gidalti, and Ramamti-Ezer, Joshbekasha, Malathi, Hothir, and Mahazioth. All these were the sons of Haman, the king's seer, to exalt him according to the words of God. For God gave 14 sons and 3 daughters to Haman. All these were under the direction of their father to sing in the house of the Lord with cymbals, harps, and lyres for the service of the house of God. Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman were under the direction of the king. Their number who were trained in singing to the Lord with their relatives, all who were skillful, was 288. They cast lots for their duties, all alike, the small as well as the great, the teacher as well as the pupil. Now the first lot came out for Asaph to Joseph, the second for Gedaliah, he with his relatives and sons were 12. The third to Zakur, his sons and his relatives 12. The fourth to Isri, his sons and his relatives 12. The fifth to Nethaniah, his sons and his relatives 12. The sixth to Bukiah, his sons and his relatives 12. The seventh to Jesharale, his sons and his relatives 12. The eighth to Jeshiah, his sons and his relatives 12. The ninth to Mattaniah, his sons and his relatives 12. The 10th to Shimei, his sons and his relatives 12. The 11th to Azarel, his sons and his relatives 12. The 12th to Hashabiah, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 13th, Shubael, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 14th, Mattithiah, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 15th, to Jeremoth, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 16th, to Hananiah, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 17th, to Joshbekasha, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 18th, to Hanani, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 19th, to Malothi, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 20th, to Eliatha, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 21st, to Hothi, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 22nd, to Gidalti, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 23rd, to Mahazioth, his sons and his relatives 12. For the 24th, to Romamti-Ezer, his sons and his relatives 12. First Chronicles chapter 26. For the divisions of the gatekeepers, there were of the Korahites, Meshelemiah the son of Kore, of the sons of Asaph. Meshelemiah had sons, Zechariah the firstborn, Jediael the second, Zebadiah the third, Jathniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Johanan the sixth, Eliehoenai the seventh. Obed-Edom had sons, Shemaiah the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Joah the third, Sacher the fourth, Nethanel the fifth, Amiel the sixth, Issachar the seventh, Pehulathai the eighth. God had indeed blessed him. Also to his son Shemaiah, sons were born who ruled over the house of their father, for they were mighty men of valor. The sons of Shemaiah were Othni, Raphael, Obed, and Elzabad, whose brothers Elihu and Semachiah were valiant men. All these were the sons of Obed-Edom. They and their sons and their relatives were able men with strength for the service, 62 from Obed-Edom. Meshelemiah had sons and relatives, 18 valiant men. Also, Hosa, one of the sons of Merari, had sons. Shimri the first, although he was not the firstborn, his father made him first. Hilkiah the second, Tebaliah the third, Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and relatives of Hosa were 13. To these divisions of the gatekeepers, the chief men were given duties like their relatives to minister in the house of the Lord. They cast lots, the small and great alike, according to their fathers' households for every gate. The lot to the east fell to Shelemiah. Then they cast lots for his son Zechariah, a counselor with insight, and his lot came out to the north. For Obed-Edom it fell to the south, and to his sons went the storehouse. For Shippim and Hosah it was to the west, by the gate of Shaleketh, on the ascending highway. God corresponded to God. On the east there were 6 Levites, on the north 4 daily, on the south 4 daily, and at the storehouse 2 by 2. At the parbar on the west there were 4 at the highway and 2 at the parbar. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers of the sons of Korah and of the sons of Merari. The Levites, their relatives, had charge of the treasures of the house of God and of the treasures of the dedicated gifts. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites belonging to Ladan, namely the Jehielites, were heads of the father's household belonging to Ladan the Gershonite. The sons of Jehieli, Zetham, and Joel his brother, had charge of the treasuries of the house of the Lord. As for the Amramites, the Isharites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites, Shebuel, the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was officer over the treasures. His relatives by Eleazar were Rehabiah his son, Jeshiah his son, Joram his son, Zichri his son, and Shelomoth his son. This Shelomoth and his relatives had charge of all the treasures of the dedicated gifts which King David and the heads of the father's household, the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and the commanders of the army had dedicated. They dedicated part of the spoil won in battle to repair the house of the Lord. And all that Samuel the seer had dedicated, and Saul the son of Kish, Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah, everyone who had dedicated anything, all of this was in the care of Shelomoth and his relatives. As for the Israelites, Chenaniah and his sons were assigned to outside duties for Israel as officers and judges. As for the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his relatives, 1,700 capable men, had charge of the affairs of Israel west of the Jordan, for all the work of the Lord and the service of the king. As for the Hebronites, Jerijah the chief, these Hebronites were investigated according to their genealogies and fathers' households in the 40th year of David's reign, and men of outstanding capability were found among them at Jazer of Gilead, and his relatives, capable men, were 2,700 in number, heads of their fathers' households. And King David made them overseer of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half tribe of the Manassites concerning all the affairs of God and of the king. First Chronicles chapter 27. Now this is the enumeration of the sons of Israel, the heads of fathers' households, the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king in all the affairs of the divisions which came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year, each division numbering 24,000. Jashubeam, the son of Zabdiel, had charge of the first division for the first month, and in his division were 24,000. He was from the sons of Perez, and was chief of all the commanders of the army for the first month. Dodai, the Ahohite, and his division had charge of the division for the second month, Mikloth being the chief officer, and in his division were 24,000. The third commander of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, as chief, and in his division were 24,000. This Benaiah was the mighty man of the 30, and had charge of 30, and over his division was Amizabad his son. The fourth for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebadiah his son after him, and in his division were 24,000. The fifth for the fifth month was the commander Shamhuth, the Israelite, and in his division were 24,000. The sixth for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikish, the Tekoite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh for the seventh month was Helis, the Pelonite of the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth for the eighth month was Sibbecai the Hushathite of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth for the ninth month was Abiezer, the Anathothite of the Benjamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th for the 10th month was Maharai, the Netophathite of the Zerahites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th for the 11th month was Benaiah, the Pirathonite of the sons of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. Now in charge of the tribes of Israel, chief officer of the Reubenites was Eleazar the son of Zikri. For the Simeonites, Shephatiah the son of Makkah. For Levi, Hashabiah the son of Kemuel. For Aaron, Zadok. For Judah, Elihu, one of David's brothers. For Issachar, Omri the son of Michael. For Zebulun, Ishmaiah the son of Obadiah. For Naphtali, Jeremoth the son of Azriel. For the sons of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Azaziah. For the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joel the son of Pedaiah. For the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Edo the son of Zechariah. For Benjamin, Jaziel the son of Abner. For Dan, Azarel the son of Jeroham. These were the princes of the tribes of Israel. But David did not count those 20 years of age and under, because the Lord had said he would multiply Israel as the stars of heaven. Joab, the son of Zeruiah, had begun to count them, but did not finish. And because of this, wrath came upon Israel, and the number was not included in the account of the chronicles of King David. Now Asmaveth, the son of Adiel, had charge of the king's storehouses. And Jonathan, the son of Uzziah, had charge of the storehouses in the country, in the cities, in the villages, and in the towers. Esri, the son of Chalub, had charge of the agricultural workers who tilled the soil. Shimei, the Ramathite, had charge of the vineyards, and Zabdi, the Shifmite, had charge of the produce of the vineyards stored in the wine cellars. Belhanan, the Gederite, had charge of the olive and sycamore trees in the Shephelah. And Joash had charge of the stores of oil. Shitrai, the Sharonite, had charge of the cattle which were grazing in Sharon. And Shaphat, the son of Adlai, had charge of the cattle in the valleys. Obil, the Ishmaelite, had charge of the camels. And Jedaiah, the Meronothite, had charge of the donkeys. Jazis, the Hagrite, had charge of the flocks. All these were overseers of the property which belonged to King David. Also, Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a man of understanding, and a scribe. And Jehiel, the son of Hakmoni, tutored the king's sons. Ahithophel was counselor to the king, and Hushai the Archite was the king's friend. Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, and Abiathar succeeded Ahithophel, and Joab was the commander of the king's army.